Okay, so it's 6 o'clock, so I'm just going to call the meeting to order. This is the meeting, our regular planning meeting on Thursday, September 12th, 2024. Be it resolved that the meeting be called to order and that the agenda for the meeting be adopted or circulated. Could I have a mover, please?
So
Councilor
moved.
Kleiber moves. Can I have a seconder, please? Councilor Bichetti seconds it. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, carried. It takes us down now to number 5, planning hearing. It's a public 5.1. Open public hearing for road closing bylaw 2024-14. Be it resolved that this meeting of council recess for the purpose of holding a public hearing pursuant to section 2290-2 of the Municipal Planning Act. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councilor Kleiber moves. Can I have a seconder? Councilor Campbell seconds it. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'll ask our planning director to proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This evening, we have road closing bylaw 2024-14. This closure has been initiated due to conditional approval for subdivision S22-2965. That subdivision is for a development currently referred to as Riverview Landing, which received conditional approval in January of 2023. A requirement of that subdivision approval is that a bylaw to close and sell 2 undeveloped roads be approved in order for these lands to be incorporated into the subdivision. The roads to be closed are identified as Parkdale Avenue and Scotia Street. They are located between Main Street and the Red River, and they are to the north of the River's Edge residential community, with Parkdale Avenue generally running east-west and Scotia Street generally running north-south. The closure and sale of these roads would allow them to be consolidated with the adjacent lands and the creation of new road right-of-ways that would be aligned with existing roads, those roads being identified as Parks Creek Drive and River's Edge Drive through the Riverview Landing subdivision. And just to note, for the connection to River's Edge Drive, the road right-of-ways would line up, but as part of the subdivision, a requirement of that is that the roads actually wouldn't connect, but there would be a pedestrian pathway connection there.
So there would be bullards.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Okay, good.
This bylaw has been circulated by Manitoba's Department of Municipal and Northern Relations, their Selkirk Community Planning Office, to various government departments and agencies for comment. No concerns were received. There was a request, though, from the Real Estate Services branch to change item number 2 of the bylaw so that mines and minerals are excluded from the sale of these lands. And that's something we often see a request for. So that change has been made, as you can see here, shown in blue. Any questions?
Any questions for the planner? Councilor Kleiber?
No, I think my only concern was I did get calls from members of River's Edge. They wanted to be assured that that new alignment would not be open to River's Edge. And you've said that it will not be open.
Right, right.
Okay, good, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, none. So are there any persons registered for the?
We have Sabi Bra registered in support.
Okay. Does he want to speak or? No? Okay.
For information is Norma Elberg.
Okay. Do you want to speak?
Albert, 312 Allen Avenue. I guess one question about it, it seems fairly obvious how Parkdale came to be, but it seems odd that Scotia just appears there for a field, so I'm wondering how that came about and when it's from or what maps or whatever it's on. Beyond that, I guess this is just a reminder of another subdivision coming, and And this week, when West St. Paul made the front page of the Free Press, it wasn't a great time. And I think that as the building of the houses outpaces the infrastructure, which is of course what we've been talking about ever since 2018, I'm wondering if there is a time for the council to sit and wonder about whether there should be a pause, formal or informal. Other communities have taken moratoriums on large expansions of subdivisions when it's outpacing their infrastructure. So we know that the schools are way, way behind.
Did you have a question about the road closing?
Not about the road closing, but as a
Okay.
public hearing, I just wanted to give my
Yeah,
thoughts on this.
we have received information on that, but this is just about the public road closing at this time.
And you don't wanna hear anything else?
If it doesn't relate to the public hearing, then it's
About this
periphery,
development?
like,
Okay,
we wanna
so-
hear what you want to know
Yeah.
about the public road
Yeah.
closing.
Okay, so, I mean, that says to me that there is a problem, that we're not thinking more broadly. Thank you.
Just to answer your question about Scotia Avenue, now this is just my
Yes, thank you.
thing, is that Scotia Avenue is in the city, and then it stops at the park.
Yep.
And then if you go right where Chief Peguis is, Scotia Avenue continues on.
Stops
So,
there.
so I expect that this was a long-term plan from way back, that they were gonna continue Scotia Avenue all the way through to West St. Paul, way back, and whenever it was set up, that's the only reason I can see why Scotia Avenue was up there, because that's where Scotia Avenue is in the city. So
Yeah.
the other one is on the north side of Chief Peguis. It's always on the east side of the Red River, and it's always a distance away, so.
So did this become an issue, Scotia Street, all the way up through Riverdale, Lister Rapids, or did they just follow the line and rename it, or?
That I don't know, I wasn't here. I'm just,
Yeah,
I saw the same, I questioned the same thing,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming that's what it was.
Maybe we could have the planner comment on it. Was this a street that was proposed by the developer?
Scotia Street, I don't know what the history is there. It looks like at one point, I don't know when it would have been, but the roads were created, and there was like, the parcel was divided into 9 lots, but it was never developed.
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
I also have a question for the planner. Is this the first reading of the road closing bylaw?
We did first reading July, I think.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, anyone else?
Jerry Belinky for information.
My answer, if my question was answered,
Okay.
alignment,
Okay,
the answer is
okay.
Eleanor Link for information.
Eleanor Link, 1045 Toshack Road. Who is the applicant for this application? Is it the RM or is it the developer?
The municipality is.
Okay.
I'm wondering why the municipality is the applicant having to pay money for advertisement of this public hearing, because it was a condition in Resolution S 2023-028. I believe that the developer would be responsible for this.
Yeah, that's a good question, and I go back to Pam, if I may, Mayor.
Yes.
Why are we the applicant when this is the developer's responsibility?
Well, for road closing, that's governed through the Municipal Act. And my understanding is that only the municipality would be able to apply to close a road.
So then why would it have been a condition in the subdivision?
Because the lands would have to be closed in order for them to be included as part of the subdivision, and consolidated with like the new lots, new roads, public reserves there. Because the way they're located
Sorry.
now, like it doesn't align with what was approved.
My impression from past road closing bylaws is that anything that's a condition, or any subdivision conditions, they're conditions on the developer.
Correct, and the cost incurred, they would be collected through the sale of those lands. So cost incurred with the closing as well as the registration at land titles.
So that would be paid back to us.
Okay. I have another question. What is the amount of land involved, and what is the selling price for, what is the RM going to get from the developer for the road closing?
Do you have any more questions? Can you just maybe ask all your questions all at once, and then we can get them all answered?
Okay, I can do that. So I'm just going to mark this as one that I've asked
Yeah,
then.
okay.
About the amount of land, what is the selling price, what is the RM going to get from the developer for the sale of that land?
Okay.
That's the next one.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if council has received and has read the traffic impact study for this development. It was condition number 7, and I think, or maybe I'm mistaken, but I think it's related to this.
Okay, and why do you think it's related to it?
Well, because it's the use of the roads. The traffic impact study would be very important to these roads.
Yeah, I think that would come up when the development comes through, because the development's gonna have new roads, so I'm sure the traffic impact studies for those new roads.
Okay. So this is, the final question then is this a precursor to the other conditions being fulfilled?
Say it again, a precursor?
Yeah, is this road closing bylaw the first condition that's being fulfilled then for this development to take place?
Okay, so I'll see if our planner can answer those questions.
For the size of the lands in total, they're about 4.2 acres. Normally, in past instances, whenever we've closed and sold a property, it's been for like a fairly minimal amount, like $100 or something like that. But all the costs to close would be covered by the developer.
Okay.
I'm sorry, say that again, please. What are we recouping, what are we getting for the sale of these lands?
Normally, it's pretty minimal, like $100. With the way it's configured now, there's not a lot of opportunity to do anything else with it, unless we were to put roads there.
But then the developer picks up all the costs for closing the roads?
Right.
Okay. And so what do you think that cost roughly would that be? roughly?
With legal costs, I'd estimate $1,000 to $2,000.
Okay. Okay, and the third question, that,
Oh, is it the first condition? There's been others that have been completed.
okay. Thank you.
I'm not gonna comment. I've seen 2 lot subdivisions that sold, the roads sold for $1, but this is quite different.
Okay. Anyone else?
I have a question. Who establishes the price of what we sell it for?
We would typically just go by what's been done in the past previously. Like recent instances would have been Cadillac Lane. There was also road closures within the last 5 years or so in the business park that, again, were undeveloped.
Okay, well, maybe we can talk about that later. It seems odd that we would sell something for $100, but, okay. What did we do at Meadowlands?
Same, sold for $100 to the adjacent property owners.
And then they paid the closing costs?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, probably with inflation, at one point or another, $100 should go up a little higher.
Mr. Mayor.
Sorry, go ahead, Councilor
To the
Campbell.
planner. So where the 2 acres is, that is going to be, you said pathways? Or,
No.
or is that land now that that the developer is able to, use as sellable land?
Yeah, it would be included as part of, like, some of it would be included as public reserve land, some for new roads, some of them would be included as part of new lots.
But typically, a developer has to give so much of his land as public reserve, so basically we're taking this land and giving it back to ourselves as public reserve, and it's coming off the amount of property that the developer has to give us.
Right, just relocated within the subdivision.
Well, if I look at that map, it looks to me like this is the road that we're closing here. Is this the pathway now?
Right.
Okay, so this is
It
the
would be fairly
pathway.
close to that
This would
area.
have been Scotia Street up here?
So that shows where the current road right-of-ways are
Okay,
now.
so that's, okay, can you go back now? Yeah. So that, the pathway is now here, and this looks like this was Scotia Street here. Or close to it somewhere, I guess, yeah. There. Hard to tell on that map.
Yeah, they're different, so it's hard.
Yeah. Okay,
Just a
so we're getting a
question-
pathway and we're getting some public reserves.
Question to the planner. Are the roads considered part of the public reserve?
No.
So
no.
the 10% is over and above the roads that eventually get turned over to the RM as roads?
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
as part of the subdivision, we can require up to 10% as public reserve at no cost to the municipality. And then any road right-of-ways would be like additional to that.
Yep. Okay.
And has the development agreement been signed already?
Not yet, no, but,
Is that pathway asphalted?
that would be,
Because it looks like it is on that drawing.
right, those kind of details would be further, drawn out once there's a future subdivision application made.
Okay,
Because the current subdivision application just divides the land into blocks. So it'll have to come back to subdivide into lots.
okay.
And nothing can be done until that application's made.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Nope.
Okay. Any more from the audience?
We also have Michelle Ledutke. Thank you.
Michelle Lidkey, 125 River Edge Drive. I just have a couple of questions to make sure I understand the process here. The notice that was sent out, is that drawing is just a representation to show where the roads currently are? It's not a representation of the actual subdivision that's taking place?
That's right. So you would have gotten a notice that where the old roads were.
Exactly, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. The sale price was a question I had, which then leads me to another question. If this land is now being sold, should it be open to the public to have an opportunity to purchase 4 acres for $100?
Okay. Do you have any more questions?
Yeah. I have, not questions, but maybe a comment or concern about the notification. So I don't know if you want me to address that now. or-
Just a quick, through the mayor,
Yes.
Yeah.
to Pam, did we send out these notifications or did Red River Planning?
We did.
We did, okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I received the email about this hearing 3 days ago. And there is nothing posted on either of the mailboxes in River Edge Estates. And I didn't see any notification in the Selkirk Journal either. So being how this project is a very big concern to the residents of River Edge Drive, it would be nice if we had a little bit more notification than 3 days. I believe it's, I realize that it's posted here 15 days prior, but not everyone is able to come every 15 days to make sure notifications are seen.
Mayor, I have a question
Go ahead,
to the
Councilor.
planner. On road closures, do we have to give 14 days?
The notice requirements are outlined in the Municipal Act. So under that, it has to be advertised in the newspaper twice. There's a certain period of time within which those advertisements have to be done, and then it has to be posted in our office.
Yes.
And it's, for most public hearings, under the Planning Act, those notice requirements are different.
I agree, I did read that. So my understanding, am I okay to address the planner or to you? My understanding on the newspaper article one or newsprint is anywhere between 40 days to up to 5 days. So I've got the September 5th Selkirk Journal, it's not in there, maybe it was before. But again, that information, previously it was said that no one looks at these, that's why the emails are sent out. So if we're relying on the emails, it'd be nice if they were, I get that, I understand the rules,
Yes.
but that's just my concern.
Okay, thank you very much. Councilor Fiber?
I'll just answer that. We, in last term, we didn't send any emails out. And so as a concern, I think it was Councilor Bichetti and I brought to council that we wanted email blasts to go out before the public hearings. It's not required. But it's a service to our community so that they are aware and they, if they're on email blasts, and they can go look at the application.
Yes.
So it's a courtesy.
Yeah.
To the planner, when did we put it in the newspaper? Do you have the dates?
It was August 22nd and August 29th, and that was in the Selkirk Record.
Okay. So,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's why it wasn't in the 5th, exactly, thank you.
Any others wanting to present?
That's it.
oh, could the planner also answer a question about the public sale?
Oh, yes, okay.
Right. Again, based on past precedent, in other times where we've closed road, we've offered it to the adjacent lands.
So when you say adjacent lands, what would that be for this?
So that would be the developer of Riverview Landing. And for, like, the way the road is, or way the land is currently configured, there's not a lot of uses that anyone could have. I don't know width-wise if it would be developable at all.
Yeah, okay.
It kind of begs the question, and I think I know where the resident is going, is that it's really not a public sale. Because you're only offering it to one person.
Right.
Now, I guess if we would say that this is a common practice because we're actually closing that road for the development to take place with proper road structure. But if we say it's a public sale, then it should be public and available. So I don't know if there's something in the Planning Act or in any other act, but it's not really a public sale.
Right. I don't think we referred to it as a public sale.
Okay, well, maybe the resident referred to it as a public sale. This, to me, is basically, what do you call it? You're absorbing it. You're absorbing it and you're restructuring. That's really what we're doing here. We're not selling it publicly. It's basically an absorption by the developer so he can create his roads.
Is it not like a land swap? Because we're,
It's like a land
these
swap in a
these
way.
roads are going away, there's new roads coming that will be turned over to us.
Yeah.
And it's all done.
It's a formality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that
Anyone else?
answers my question.
Nobody else? Okay. So then I'll close the public hearing. Be it resolved that council do hereby close the public hearing and resume the regular meeting of council. Could I have a mover, please? Councilor Bichetti
I'll
moves,
second.
Councilor Clyber seconds it. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None, seeing none, carried. Okay, so now we'll go to 5.13, second reading of road closing bylaw 2024-14. Be it resolved that the bylaw 2020-14, being a bylaw of the rural municipality of West St. Paul to close and sell undeveloped roads referred to as Parkdale Avenue and Scotia Street, plan number 2323 WLTO, contained within the limits of the parcel A and A on a plan prepared by Albert Gerhard Tigner of the City of Winnipeg, Manitoba Land Surveyor, and sworn to by him on the 26th of April 2024. Plan number 579204 WLTO in RL 54 Parish of St. Paul be read a second time as amended to change item 2 to read as follows. That the rural municipality of West St. Paul hereby authorized to sell the portions of the municipal roads so closed excluding all mines and minerals and other matters set forth in the Crown Land Act to 5234425 Manitoba Limited, and the Chief Administrative Officer is authorized and directed to do all acts and execute all documents required for the transfer. Could I have a mover, please? Councilor Bichetti moves. Could I have a seconder, please?
Yes, sir.
Councilor Clyber seconds. Any comments,
Just
questions?
for clarification, it does say sell. So it does say authorized to the sell the portions of the municipal road. So
Yes.
it's just, I think they should probably find some kind of different wording, cause it's technically just selling it. It's, I'm gonna say it again, like a land swap with the roads. The roads, I guess we're gonna call them now, that don't exist, to existing new roads that will be done in the development, so that's it.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
maybe we could say to close and consolidate undeveloped roads. I don't know if close and consolidate would work, but, okay. Something to think about in the future. Because really what it is a consolidation and an absorption, right?
Cause they're non-existing roads, really.
Yeah.
Any other comments, questions?
No.
Okay, call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, carried. Okay, now we're down to 5.14, third reading, road closing of bylaw 2024-14. Be it resolved that bylaw 24-14, being a bylaw of the rural municipality of West St. Paul to close and sell undeveloped roads referred to as Parkdale Avenue and Scotia Avenue, plan number 2323 WLTO, contained within the limits of parcel A on a plan prepared by Albert Gerhard Tigner of the City of Winnipeg, Manitoba Land Surveyor, and sworn by him on the 26th day of April 2024, plan number 5792024 WLTO in RL 54 Parish of St. Paul be read a third and final time signed, sealed, and therefore passed as a bylaw of the rural municipality of West St. Paul as amended. Can I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councilor Clyber moves. Can I have a seconder, please? Councilor Bichetti seconds it. Any comments, questions? Okay, so this will be a recorded vote, so can I call for the vote, please? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, carried. Okay, now that takes us down to number 6. Street name approval, S222965, Riverview Landing. Be it resolved that the council of the rural municipality of West St. Paul accept the proposed street names as listed below for subdivision S22-2965, which involve lands located east of Main Street and north of River's Edge, in accordance with the municipal street name policy ADM 020003. The names are Siri, Cesar Breeze, Seabreeze, Aquamarine, Azure, Sabi, Sunset, Malibu, and Riverview Landing. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councilor Clyber moves. Can I have a seconder, please? Councilor Campbell seconds it.
Do we have discussion after we vote?
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, we will. Okay. Do you second it?
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Any comments, questions?
Yeah, my understanding is this is supposed to be taking a water theme. So I'm not sure why personal names are in here. I don't think personal names should be in here. They should be taken out and you should maintain the concept of the water names. I've never seen personal names on streets, other than if they were veterans. That's the only time we've ever accepted personal names.
Yeah, so I guess, there's a name here that's,
The first one and the one under Azure.
yeah, no, I thought there was another name here. I was seeing it earlier today when it was. Pardon?
The Kodak one, that's the veteran.
That's the veteran.
Yeah, so the veteran name's not part of this name or not?
No, it is.
Yeah, it is. There's one street that'll be.
But that is a veteran,
It's on the second report.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
was looking for it too, but there's a second report.
yeah. Okay, so I guess, is there other names that we just crossed, do you wanna cross these names off, or would you wanna replace them with something, or?
Well, I don't think there's that many streets, so I think we can just amend it.
Well, we have a list of other names that can be chosen too, right?
Yeah,
So it doesn't, unless the developer wants to suggest two other names later on that we can adopt that are in keeping with the water theme that is here, or he can choose from the names that are already in the listing. Because we do have names in the listing. You can choose a couple more veterans.
okay,
I would like to see that, more veterans' names. I know that's definitely something we pushed for over the last number of years, so.
do we let them choose which veterans' names, or is there any suggestions?
I think there is a list and they can choose from that list, yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, so then we're gonna,
Remove Surrey and Sabi.
yeah, so I guess I guess we have to ask permission from the mover and the second?
I'm the mover, I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay,
Yeah, I
agree? Okay, so do.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just for information, Sabi is a river in Africa.
Is there river where?
In Africa.
It's in Africa, okay.
I think we're gonna leave those two off. We're gonna just stay away from that right now.
So with the two names is Sabi and Surrey?
Surrey and Sabi, we're gonna take them.
Okay. So then we'll remove those two names off the list.
Yep. So when you read the resolution as amended,
Yeah, okay. I gotta reread the rest.
you just put as amended on there.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? None? Okay. So then the resolution will be as amended. Can I call for the vote? All in
Did you read the
resolution?
resolution?
Yeah, I read it. You seconded it,
Oh, yeah, right,
right?
okay.
So.
All right, we call for the question.
Yep,
Sorry.
as amended, we take off two names, Surrey and Sabi. That's as amended, and now we call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Okay, so now that takes us down to 7.71, Committee of the Whole meeting, August 6th. Minutes for the meeting. Be it resolved that the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of council held on August 6th, 2024 be approved. Can I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councilor Clyber moves, Councilor Campbell seconds it. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, carried. Takes us down to 7.2. Regular planning meeting on August 8th, 2024. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held on August 8th, 2024 be approved. Can I have a mover, please? Councilor Bichetti moves. Can I have a seconder, please?
I'll second.
Councilor Clyber seconds it. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. 7.3, special meeting of August 27th. Be it resolved that the minutes of the special meeting of council held on August 27th, 2024 be approved. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councilor Kleiber moves. Can I have a seconder, please? Councilor Bichetti seconds. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Takes us down now to number 8, nothing. Number 9, there's nothing. Number 10. Number 10, accounts received as information. Does anyone have any?
I have just a question about the July visa report.
Yep.
I noticed there was I don't know if it was the visa or the other one I was looking at. Yeah, Shooter's Family Restaurant Christmas Party Deposit. Who was that for? Was that for the fire department or for staff and counselors?
Or that'd be for the one coming up.
I think that's the fire department, right?
It's usually
Yeah.
what it is.
So would that be taken out of the fire department's fund, right?
That's for the one that council or the admin's gonna be having.
That's also for the administration and council party.
Oh, so we're doing it all together?
No, we're going to Shooters this year for the administration.
Oh, we're going to Shooters, okay.
Yeah.
I am too. Good, thank you.
For the fire department and the men, then, or is it just? council?
This is, no, instead of going to St. Andrews, we're going to go here. to
Oh, okay, so
Shooters.
this is for council then,
Yeah,
okay.
council and staff.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Councilor Campbell, go ahead.
Yeah, it's not the visa, it's the other, the check statement.
Okay.
And I meant to give a look at this earlier, so I do apologize, and I'm not looking for an answer right now, just an answer. Check number 46799, Brightberry Inc. I don't, and maybe you can answer it, August 24th, contract X vehicle. Was that what that is?
Yes.
Sorry.
Director of Administration.
That's,
Oh, okay.
that is Dave
Okay,
Romano's
I
company.
maybe I didn't see it before, sorry.
Okay.
All clear?
And there's one other one on the visa. It shows, boots, I just was curious how many pairs of boots that was on the visa statement.
Whereabouts is that?
Was it on the visa statement? Yes, it was, hold on a second. I wrote down a couple different things here, so bear with me. Oh, no, it wasn't the visa one, was it? Hold on a sec. It was from Urban Tactical. Maybe it wasn't on the. I guess not.
46899.
46899.
Prairie West? No, that's Prairie West Cleaning Supplies.
Urban Tactical. It says boots.
Oh, 46899, yeah, it's the fourth from the bottom. 498.90. I think we might have to be supplying those to PW under the union contract, is that correct?
Well, yeah, I'm just curious if that's one pair of boots or two
Yeah,
or
let me,
three, 'cause that's
just
a
find
pretty
out.
expensive pair
4, 6.
of boots.
It's probably, well, boots are not $500, but they could be $100 each
Well, $300 is for boots now, like I.
250.
for steel toe.
Yeah, like I just.
Depending
bought
what you
myself
get,
a
yeah.
pair. I just, if
I
that's a
can-
five,
I can follow up and get back
yeah,
to
I'm
you.
just curious if it's
Okay.
one or two or.
Okay, any other questions?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. Okay, hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, carried.
That was for financial, or was that for payroll?
That was accounts 10.1.
We don't have a vote for 10.1, that's information only.
Oh, okay, okay.
So we're on payroll now. right?
Yeah, payroll.
That, we didn't have a mover and a seconder either, that's why I was wondering.
Oh, no, okay.
Okay, that's just information.
Yep, okay, so now we're on payroll. Be it resolved that the payroll for the month of July and August as follows be approved as presented. Total bill is $505,013.75. Could I have a mover, please?
I'll move that.
Councilor
Clyber.
Clyber moves. The seconder, please. Councilor Bichetti seconds. Any comments, questions?
I'll just say, Mayor, if I may.
Yep.
This is for 4 pay periods, so that's why it's a bit substantial.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a question earlier about the CO, because I noticed that the fire
2
department
months, yeah.
is, they are getting close to their budget numbers for, and I was asking if there was anything that they can do to reduce their payroll.
Yeah, as the fire chief had reported in August, we've seen a substantive increase in the number of calls experienced in '24 over 2023. And as a result, there's been a lot of call-outs, a lot of time applied to those call-outs, and charges have been higher than expected. In addition to that, we're gonna see ourselves completing our recruitment process up into the coming, the fire chief also had spoken about up into the coming months as well. And that's gonna be time consuming as well, and take up some labor as well. So we are tracking on the high side for sure. Expectations at this time is that we will still fall within budget. And if not, we'll be able to balance that with surpluses in other areas. In terms of managing that, sort of high expense or and possible but not expected overage, I mean, we could look at reducing or terminating the recruitment process and not recruiting as much or recruiting as all and closing that down. I would not recommend that. I think it's important that we make sure that we stay ahead of demand in terms of staffing and that we stay well resourced. And so understanding that there's some concern about the costs. A lot of them are sort of outside our control in terms of the amount of calls we've received, but we're optimistic that we'll still fall within budget for the fire department, but we certainly will be able to cover any overage through other surpluses.
Okay. So I guess I understand that they have, that cost went up on, that they have more service calls and all that, and I guess that's not the only place where I see where we're paying for, that we're charging them. And I guess, I don't know what the percentage is, but there's there's training done, and then there's wages going out. So I guess my question is the training that we're doing, is there a rationale to the training that we have? Because sometimes if we keep on training and someone keeps on showing up at the same time, is it really prudent for him to come 5 straight days and hear the same thing? I guess, like I see that the fire department is, some of the members are staffed by the city of Winnipeg, so their training should be up to date. And maybe have they looked at, are we, like, what is the training expense that we have compared to what they're doing? Maybe we're going overboard. I don't know what parameters they're using. I don't know how long it takes to train an individual, but maybe there should be some standards saying that, it takes 8 hours of training a year for someone to become a firefighter for West St. Paul, or 10 hours, and then we can sort of like gauge what the frequency is, because I know they're here every Monday, right? Every Monday. So I don't know if anyone's looked at that, or. No, that's all right. Go ahead, Councilor Bichetti.
No, I'm just wondering, maybe we should have the fire chief back in here for the next committee of a whole, since we're having department heads, and have him explain the training that is going on every Monday night.
Yes.
Is it consistent? Is it the same thing being trained on? Is it?
Yep. Nope. That'd be suffice. At least we would know what.
I have a question as well.
Go ahead, Councilor Fiber.
To our CAO, Mr. CAO, for the calls that we go on the perimeter for, those are not really in our jurisdiction, right? But we have to answer them because they're nearby. Do we get paid from, let's say, province of Manitoba or state of Winnipeg if we're attending those? Yeah.
There's my understanding is there's a recovery from MPI.
Okay, so there would be offsetting costs to some of these wages then,
Yes,
yeah. So then it should remain in budget if we're doing those calls, there should be an offset, and unless there's some
yeah.
extraneous training that we're doing, you should still be right on target.
Yeah, and it is noteworthy, if you look in the CAO report, under the fire department, it is noteworthy that there was no weekly fire department training last month in order to allow for the annual hose testing. So
Okay.
these costs were over and above sort of any additional training costs. And so there hadn't been any in the past month. And so, I mean, by all means, we can have the fire chief back and he can help explain some of the training activities that do take place. But my inclination would be not to cut back on the training of the fire department, and instead, if anything, if we're concerned about the budget, if anything, maybe look at reducing recruitment effort. But again, I wouldn't recommend doing that either. By all means though, there's no reason we couldn't have the fire chief in to explain what the training activities are and discuss what's involved.
Just as a follow-up to that, Mayor, if I may, I don't recall the fire chief telling us at budget there was gonna be a bunch of recruitment either. I do know he came to council recently and then said, I'm doing recruitment. And I don't know if we can predict those things sometimes, because people move, people quit, whatever. So
And-
this has been, since I've been on council, this is my 6th year, I haven't seen an all-out recruitment process like this one. So this is a bit of an anomaly, it seems.
Yeah, and it's also driven as well, not only by sort of turnover in the workforce, it's also driven, of course, by demand. And as we talked about,
Yeah.
there has been increasing demand. We can expect further increases in demand
Yeah.
going forward. And so the idea is to get out and get ahead of it before we're strained and non-responsive.
Yeah, so we'll have to look at it for next budget to increase that budget, because
Uh,
we've got more people moving in.
We'll look for recommendations from the fire chief.
Yeah.
But I think that would be prudent to expect sort of some need to increase that budget.
Yeah. I think they should continue on with the recruiting process. I don't wanna squash that. I just wanted to make sure that we're looking at those things, that we are getting value for our money in our training, is that, and utilizing the training that firefighters from the city already have. I mean, I guess that's a decision on the fire department, or the fire chief on what he wants to do, but I just wanted him just to make sure that he was aware of that. There is, we are getting close to budget on his department, and that he should know that there are some concerns.
Okay, so what I'll do, if that's council's desire, is I'll ask the fire chief to attend
Yep.
next committee of the whole meeting?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Is that what everyone would like? Or?
And discuss the training program? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I'm all right with it. Are you all right with it, Councilman Clavel?
Yeah, I'm all right with it. I don't know if he really needs to, but if you want him to come, that's certainly something he can do.
Well, it's more or less what council wants, not what I want.
Oh,
Maybe we should show up on a Monday night and actually ask them to walk us through what they're doing on a training.
That's not bad.
Instead
Okay.
of having them come back in and we'll actually see
Yeah, I
what
don't-
they're there doing.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
I don't think I need him to come back in.
no, I don't think so
Okay.
either.
Yep, okay. No, that's all right.
Okay.
Okay, so, any other comments, questions? Can I call for a vote? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Down to number 12.1, financial statements for the period ending July 31st. Be it resolved that Council of Rural Municipality of West St. Paul approve the financial statements for the period ending January 31st, 2024. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councilor Clyber moves. Can I have a seconder, please? Councilor Bichetti seconds it. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, carried. Call for the vote.
All in favor?
Call for the vote. All in favor? Okay. Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. 13, the CAO's report. Be it resolved that the Council of the Rural Municipality of West St. Paul accept the CAO's report as information. Can I have a mover, please? Councilor Bichetti moves. Can I have Councilor Kleiber seconds it. Any comments, questions? Councilor Bichetti, go ahead.
If I can just ask the CAO if he's heard any response back from municipal board or anything like that regarding the LID that we're still waiting for the municipal board here.
Yeah.
We have had some communication with them in terms of, sort of additional information requests. And, we've indicated that we would like to have the public hearing as quickly as possible. They do have timelines that they need to adhere to, and had suggested that, they were looking at, perhaps early December, but nothing finalized yet.
Any other comments, questions?
Can
Well, I
just-
think that
I just-
Councillor
oh,
Bichetti, I think you have to mention those notices.
Yeah, I just wanna put it out there that, you know, we're getting pushback now from conservation. Like, I've been dealing with the MLA, the minister of, I wanna say, they've changed all their names, so I'm just gonna say conservation, the minister of conservation. I brought it to their attention that conservation's been down Minnehaha, and it's actually started giving contravention notices, so, you know, I don't know if one department knows what's going on with another department right now. Back in 2009, they were on this kick again, and they let it go, where we had no sign of sewer coming in. So I think a push is needed at the municipal board level, and I'm not saying for a yes or a no, just so that if these people are being pushed to put holding tanks in, I would hate for them to be pushed to put one in now, and within a year and a half, we get a yes, and then all of a sudden sewer goes in. So it's, you know, it's becoming a hardship on people, and it's putting stress on their lives, and I don't think they need that, because the ARM's working on, you know, remedies for this problem, so.
Yes, Councilor, I wholeheartedly agree. I was in communication with the director at Conservation for Environmental Compliance on Friday. They had committed to get back to me earlier this week. I've left messages twice again this week, hoping to get feedback on the situation and try to establish once and for all sort of the rationale and the most appropriate process for dealing with these connections in the near term. In terms of the timing for the municipal board, there has been substantive turnover at the municipal board, and I think that may be a part of the reason why it is difficult getting these things scheduled in a timely fashion. But we are pushing from the administration end as well for a review of what's happening in terms of environmental compliances requirements.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm just glad to hear that it's being pushed at every angle we can right
Yeah.
now to try and remedy this, so,
Yeah.
thank you.
Any other questions? I have one question here. I see that the Recreation Director, she didn't have a report last month, and she made 2 reports this month. So this month I see that the Development Service Officer hasn't had her reporting, so I'm wondering if she's planning
Who?
to do
Which officer?
our plan, yes.
Oh,
I didn't see her report in here. I don't know if it got missed or, I don't,
It was submitted. I can double check it if it wasn't included on this agenda. I can make sure it's included on the next one.
yeah, okay.
I think the reason also, Mayor, that the, you might have got 2 recs because Ms. Reyes just took that position. She just took the position in August,
No, I know.
so I don't know, I think, how long has she, if I may through the mayor, how long has Ms. Reyes been at? She's only
think-
been there a couple weeks, right?
No, I think the formal appointment was in mid-July. I don't have
Okay.
the exact date, but it was in mid-July.
But she did catch up on this month, right?
She
had
did
it-
catch up, yeah.
And that's what I was saying. She missed last month,
Yeah.
but she caught up this month.
To be fair, she's just
Yeah.
been on
No, I
there.
know, I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
I understand there's these things happen. I just want
yeah,
to
yeah.
see if we're going to get a follow-up report for July and for August and September.
Yeah, I apologize if there's an oversight in the inclusion of that report. We'll correct it.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Okay, so it takes us down to.
Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead.
I will add that Councillor Pactigan has joined the meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we're on to 15.1, miscellaneous meeting dates. Be it resolved that the Council of Rural Municipality of West St. Paul authorize the attendance of the following meetings. August 4th, Sport Club Tournament, Councillor Kleiber.
Yeah, and just Councillor Campbell and Councillor Bichetti were with me as well
Okay,
at that. That was the, at Access Center.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys are claiming for that? Okay, so,
But I did submit late.
okay.
So did I.
All right, so Councillor Campbell and Councillor Bichetti should be on that as well.
Noted.
okay, and August 22nd, Meadowlands Park opening ceremony, Councillor Kleiber, Bichetti, and Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay, can I call for the vote?
All in-
Yeah, we have to have a mover.
Oh, yes, can
I'll
I have a
move it.
mover, please?
I'll move
Councillor
it.
Kleiber moves, can I have a seconder? Councillor Bichetti seconds it. Any comments, questions?
Oh, that's it.
Can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Okay, now we're down to 15.2, West St. Paul Citizens on Patrol Program.
I'd like to table this item, Mayor, until we get the report back from the COP program.
Okay, that's. the
We asked for a financial report,
Okay,
and I'd like to see that report before I vote on this.
He's away right now, so I'm just waiting for him to get back.
Yeah, so can we table this item until next meeting?
sure.
Do we need to vote on that? No? Okay,
Okay,
we'll table that until next meeting.
okay, that takes us down, nothing on 17. Okay, so now we're going in camera. Be it resolved that in accordance with section 152(3) of the Municipal Act, council does now move in camera to discuss matters that are in preliminary stages and respecting which discussion in public could prejudice a municipality's ability to carry out its activities or negotiations. And be it therefore resolved that in accordance with section 83, 1-D of the Municipal Act, any issues that are discussed are kept confidential until discussed at a regular meeting of council. Could I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Councilor Kleiber moves, Councilor Campbell seconds it. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, carried. Okay, going in camera now. Okay, for the Horizon report, we've discussed both the zoning bylaw update and the Red River Planning District variances. And we are now going to be adjourning for the night. So be it resolved that the meeting of council stand adjourned at 8:25 p.m. Can I have a mover, please?
I'll move.
Councilor Campbell moves, Councilor Shetty seconds. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, can I call for the vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, carried.